we just finished creating the pattern and now it's time to review it. So as you know, in the beginning I was really set on having a dark blue background, but in the end I opted for this light blue and it really works out a lot better than I thought. So that's actually my first tip for you, and try to experiment. I mean, of course you can have a certain idea in your head and you want to make something that's in a similar style, but always try and experiment and see what happens if you switch up the colors or you switch up the composition. Try and see what happens, because in those ways you can create some new things that you really didn't expect. Another thing is that when you're creating, always stay within the canvas. As you can see over here, none of these elements are sticking out. When the elements are sticking out, like this for example, the flower would be cut right under this line. And what would happen is that if you would create a pattern, this would happen. So the flowers will be cut, and this is an effect that you really don't want to have in your final pattern. Keep that in mind. I'm just going to put this back in place. Another tip that I've got for you is to separate your files. Before you save your files, make sure that the files are not merged. Any of these layers should be merged because it's so difficult to adjust them later on. So as you can see, I've got the orchids over here, and if I want to change the colors, I can do it just like that. And it's easier for you to adjust something, but it's also easier for you when you want to change something, or if there's another person after you who has to work with this file. So try to keep the files separate, give them a name, give the folders a name, and make sure that everything is well organized. And the last tip that I've got for you is to make sure that the pictures are of high quality. Because if the pictures are already very pixelated, the end result will be even worse. So the further you would zoom in, the worse the quality would get. That is something that we really don't want to. And when you're finished, you can always use it for a mock-up. So when you finish your pattern, you can place it on a mock-up. You can place it on, in this case, I placed it on a pillowcase, but you can use it for a t-shirt. You could use it for lots of different things. So try and experiment with that. And thank you very much for watching this video, because this is it for today.